In the last video, we went over my tips on how to deal with negative effects of employee review. One of the points I made touched upon feedback and how you can end up confused when you get your semi-annual review and it feels like the feedback came out of nowhere. Let's talk about 3 hints to keep in mind when receiving feedback. Hello there, Bartosz here. Feedback is one of the most important tools for any company, especially in management consulting. I also personally believe it's important in life in general. It is how we ensure 2 things. 1, our voices are heard, and 2, we help each other grow. That being said, it doesn't always work how we'd hope. Feedback culture relies heavily on the principle that everybody is responsible for giving and receiving meaningful developmental feedback. But more often than not, I heard from my consultants that they didn't receive helpful feedback, or in the worst cases, the feedback they received during reviews was vastly different from what they heard beforehand. This of course causes tension between the reviewer and reviewee, as well as a plethora of negative emotions. Though the system only works when both sides are invested, I'm going to go over 3 hints on how to navigate the feedback culture from your side to ensure the best chance at good results. It's going to be consistency, specification, and support. Let's dive in. Number 1, ask for feedback regularly. Waiting for feedback can result in receiving it late or not at all. If late, there's a chance it's no longer fresh on your feedback giver's mind and thus can be less effective. Actively schedule feedback sessions with your team leader not only at the end of the project, but throughout as well. Now, the meeting might be postponed a few times. We all know how priorities go in consulting, but the sooner you put them in place and the more persistent you are, the more likely that the meeting is actually going to happen and be of help to you. Number 2, specify your feedback. The worst thing you can do when the feedback you receive is not clear, it's confusing and vague, is to let it be. Ask clarifying questions, ask for examples, specific examples on what you did and how you could have done it better. The clearer the feedback you receive, the easier it will be to implement during your next study. The goal is to have 3 to 4 points on what you should do differently next time. Number 3, keep your development support circle in the loop. Whatever feedback you receive, make sure you pass it on and ideally discuss it with your development support, be it your reviewer and or whoever's on your support contact from the internal people team. In McKinsey terms, that would be your development group leader, or DGL, and your professional development manager, or PDM. Part of the responsibility is to help you understand and address your feedback going forward. So it's helpful to keep in touch more often than twice a year where the reviews take place. One more thing, make sure you familiarize yourself with whatever feedback model your company uses. They all go mostly the same with the same core principles. My favorite model is the 5 R's by Gustavo Razzetti: request, receive, reflect, respond, and resolve. It's a holistic view that encompasses the whole feedback process. Step 1, request. You take the initiative and request the feedback. Step 2, receive. You listen to their feedback actively with an open mind, trying to understand what the person is trying to say without any judgment. Step 3, reflect. You take some time to think about what has been said and to come to some conclusions. Step 4, respond. You respond to your feedback giver. Be thankful and understanding. Step 5, resolve. Outline concrete steps, prepare a plan, and implement the changes in a form of action. Anyway, these are my hints on how to minimize negative impact of feedback. As per usual, there are many factors to consider as each situation is unique, but hopefully these hints will help you manage your feedback better. This, of course, is in no way exhaustive and doesn't tackle really difficult situations like values breach or any type of misconduct. This applies to day-to-day work-based feedback. As always, if you'd like to discuss your specific circumstances or if there's any other issues I could help with, feel free to check my website for available session slots and book the earliest one that works for you. If you cannot find a suitable time, you can send me an email and I will see if I can accommodate your schedule. Also, let me know in the comments what other topics you would like for me to tackle on this channel. That's all for today. If you made it all the way to the end, consider subscribing to stay up to date with my content. Stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!